All right, it's 2019 and we are so
2019.
excited. 2019, we're still in January and we are so excited about 2019. It is going to be a fantastic year. And so today we're talking about goal setting and a twist on goal setting.
Goal
We want to do it in a
setting.
different way. Okay, because we know that you probably already had your vision board party. You probably got your magazine cutouts and all those glitter pens and
Glitter pens, post-its.
all
Yes. The
over
color
the
coordinated
house.
tape and
Yes, come on,
the
your laundry
dazzler.
list
Yes.
of changes you want to make. You got them, man. Number 20, number 21. Hey, we're not against making New Year's resolutions or setting goals at all. We are all about that.
At
Set your
all.
goals. Come on. But listen to this. So there's two really important things when it comes to goal setting that we need to know. And one of them is the types of goals that we set. If you read the blog, you already know we touched on SMART goals, and you may have heard of it before, but it's so important the types of goals that we set, because sometimes we can start setting really lofty goals and yeah, they don't match up with SMART goals, which are just simply specific goals, and making sure that they clear cut. You know exactly what you want, know exactly what you want to do, and you make a plan to do it. Okay, measurable goals, something that you can actually do, something that you can foresee. Okay, this is what I'm going to need in order to do this. So you want to have specific goals, measurable goals, attainable goals. So the next one, you want to be able to reach those yourself. You don't want to need 10 people to give you a boost in order for you to reach those goals. We want to be able to attain them
Right.
ourselves, foresee what we have to do so we can do it, right? So then you've got retainable goals, something that you can do long term, something that's going to be sustainable and you'll be able to handle it. So let's make sure we got the specific, measurable, attainable, retainable, and then time bound. You got to put a time frame on every goal. Okay, you want to set give
Right.
yourself a deadline. If you've been trying to write a book for the last 3 years, if you don't have a deadline for yourself, you're in about 10 years you're going to still be writing that same book. You have to give yourself a deadline.
So true.
We have to set ourselves up for success by the types of goals that we set. So that's just one way
Right.
to look at it. You know, that's something, an acronym that's easy for us to remember. Hey, make it specific, make it measurable, make it attainable, retainable, and time bound. Make sure that we're doing things that we can actually do. And the second thing, really important when it comes to goal setting, is having a strategy and a plan of action. What are you going to do to reach those goals? Because let's be real, if um, we have all these resolutions and all these things that we want to do, that our laundry list, it just keeps getting longer of all the things that we want to do and all the changes that we want to make.
Yep.
And what happens is they really are intentions, and they're good intentions, but intentions with no plan, man, what's the saying? You know, if you don't have a plan, then you plan to fail. And that's the straight up truth.
Mhm.
We have to have a plan of action and
Yep.
a strategy in order to reach these goals. That's how we have successful goals. So when you want to make a new habit, here's the deal. It takes 21 days to create a new habit, right? That's proven. Okay, it takes 21 days. Retrain your brain, create that new habit. Wouldn't it be cool if we could make one change? Just one. Say it with me. One. Okay, one change over the
One.
course of 21 days or even a month. However long it takes you for that one goal. Let's say 21 days. That means you could potentially make up to 17 changes, make up to 17 new habits in 1 year. By the end of 2019, you'd be like, man, I have made 17 changes in my
That
life,
is
healthy new
huge.
habits.
Huge.
I mean, oh my goodness.
Hello.
So
That's a big deal.
instead of getting overwhelmed with our laundry list of things to do, Let's take a bite-sized approach and do it one goal at a time, 1 month at a time, or every 21 days.
Yep.
Adding a new change as long and
Yep.
keep doing the last change, that the new habit that we created. Just keep doing it. It could be exercise for you. I want to exercise 3 days a week, 5 days a week. Hey, I want to exercise every day. I want to start running. Whatever it is for you, start small and take one of those goals off of your list. Write it down and let's make it happen. So, Leanne, can you please tell us how to get that done?
Yes, ma'am. So that is really the goal, as Rachel said, like just honing in, because I think we all know we have these lofty ideas, these lofty goals, and we kind of have like task ADD, as we call it, you know, like it's hard once you get all these things to focus in, and from going to start to finish. We'll start one thing, start another thing, start the third and fourth and fifth thing, but never see it to completion, you know, and we're all guilty for that. And so with this approach, we're saying, let's not get overwhelmed, because that's the first way to not be successful in accomplishing our goals, right? So in this bite-sized approach, we talk about this 5-step approach to doing this. And so the first one is to think about sitting down with your family first and establishing your vision and your goals as a family. So if you have a family, right? If you don't, then you can just start with your own. But if you do have a family, it's important to start there, because you do life together with your family, right? So it's going to be harder to implement changes if you don't incorporate the vision and the direction that you're going as a family. And that also means you need to plan out time to do these things, right? So if you're trying to set goals, you need time away to do A, B, C, or D. We might want to get that into consideration with our spouse, with the kids' schedule, with their sports schedule, and all of that, because that's important. So making sure we're on the same vision and track with our family goals before we start to define and list out our own. So that's number one. Start with identifying our goals and vision as a family. Number two is, once we've done that, then we can establish our own and then just kind of dump it out. So sometimes we just need to just vomit on the page, right? Just for lack of a better term, maybe not as gross, but just dump it all out. Like, okay, I want to do this. I always want to do that. I really want to do this, and just get it all out. So we're not like going back and forth in our minds. Get it all out, and then pick your top 5 things. So look at that list and pick the top 5 things out of all of those things that you want to accomplish first, and then prioritize them in the easiest to hardest to accomplish. And the reason we say that is you start with the easiest to accomplish first, because then once you've done that, you've accomplished it, you're motivated, and you get that little the boost that you need to go ahead and tackle that next thing. Because when we start with those hard things, it's taking too long, we're not getting it done fast enough, we get discouraged, we want to give up. We say, you know what, this is for the birds. And then we're into February, March, and we're like, we're good, we're done, you know? So starting with getting our list, picking the top 5, and then prioritizing those 5 things into the easiest to hardest to accomplish, okay? So then step number 3 is, as Rachel said, having the plan of action. So those 5 things, taking each one, starting with number 1, and getting your plan of action and getting specific. So if your goal is healthier lifestyle, right? Which a lot of us have at the beginning of the year. Start putting realistic action plans in place. So whether that is, you know what, I'm going to make sure that I go to the gym, maybe get a gym membership. If it's not the gym, I'm going to go outside and run. I'm going to walk. I'm going to do a YouTube video, whatever it is, 3 days a week. Set those days, figure out a time that works with your family schedule, what's best for you. Are you a morning person? Are you an evening person? When can you get that done so you can be successful in actually doing what you set out to do? Right? What is another thing? You know what? I'm going to start cooking at home more. My plan, my goal is to cook 4 nights out of the week. So you plan out the 4 nights, you get your meal planned. All of these are steps into making sure that you're successful, right? So if say that's one goal, another goal is, I really want to invest in my marriage. You know what? We've been put on the back burner. We got kids, we got careers, we got all of that. I need to invest in my marriage this year. 2019 is going to be the year that I invest in my marriage. Start
Right.
planning it out. You know what? We're going to go to a marriage retreat this year. Start looking for one. Put it on the calendar. Start budgeting and saving for airline tickets or the cost it's going to take to register. Maybe that is counseling. We're going to start counseling to make sure that we got to tune up and do anything that we need to do, check up, call, get that scheduled, whatever it takes. Start putting the plan in place, get dates, get a budget, set aside time, so that we can be successful. So that's number 3, having a plan of action for those 5 things, the top 5 goals that you set. Number 4 is start implementing them, right? Like just get started. So we've honed in, we've kind of that laundry list, we've taken it down to 5, right? And then we want to start with the first one. Start implementing it day by day, even if it's not something that's daily, maybe it's weekly or monthly that you're doing. Start and continue doing it. And just like Rachel said, you begin with one thing, you continue doing it, give yourself that 21 to 30 days a month. Do a check. Once you've gotten that thing, handled and you feel good about it, add number 2 to the list. Good. I'm in a good rhythm with going to the gym or cooking my meals or, sitting down with my husband and having quality time, whatever those things are. Now I could add number 2. Now I could add number 3 and take it step by step that way. And then lastly, our step number 5 is to get accountability. Okay.
Yes.
So we should all know how huge that is, because we could very easily talk ourselves and you know what, this is just too much. I don't want to, I don't feel like it, is too hard. But when we get somebody and we say, hey, we let them know exactly what we're trying to do, we're trying to accomplish, maybe they'll even join you if it's a friend or maybe even your spouse for some things, that they'll get on board and do it with you. Because when we are at the gym, we have a personal trainer that's there, push you, let's go. No, you can't get up. You can't give up. Get up this time, start. That's what helps us to push and to keep going, right? So getting an accountability partner to kind of be that trainer, in a sense, to help you, to keep you on track and not let you slack and not just say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow and tomorrow or tomorrow, and to actually hold your feet to the fire and get it done, right? So so simple as that. That's really it. It seems simple enough and fairly straightforward, but that's the beauty of it, is because I think sometimes we overcomplicate it. We take these big old chunks and we get this laundry list and then we're overwhelmed and we're like, white flag, I just can't do it. You know what I mean? So and we've all been there, right? Hello, we've all been there. And so that's what it's all about. That's what it is all about, to bite size, take it down to a point that we can handle, start one thing at a time, cut yourself some slack. Even if, what we said also in the blog, if at the 21 days of the month, you haven't quite incorporated I slacked off that last month, keep it going, extend it for another week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, cut yourself some slack. The point is to, it's not quantity, but quality, right? Let's get one thing good and make it a part of our lifestyle before we add another, Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. So the 5 steps to being successful in our goal setting and goal finishing, from start to completion.
Start to completion.
Let us know, what are some of your top goals for this year, and are they new ones? Are they ones that have kind of shown up on your list over and over for the past 2-3 years? Let us know, what are the things that this year I want to attack this? What do you think about this approach? Have you tried doing more of a honing down bite-sized approach, or do you get overwhelmed by the laundry list? Give us some feedback. Let us know. If you haven't, again, check out the blog. Go to iflourishtoday.com. iflourish, the number 2, DAY.com, and check out that, as well as any of our other blogs as well. And so hopefully they encourage you, just letting you know that you guys are not alone. We are here with you, having the same challenges, but we are determined, right, to flourish in every season. And so that's what we hope to encourage you to do, and that we can do together.